Way of the Warrior, it is your MMA show. All of the things in the world of mixed martial arts. UFC 135, it is this weekend. A little bit change of plans as Matt Hughes was supposed to take on Diego Sanchez. Now takes on Josh Koscheck, and he joins us on Way of the Warrior. Matt, how are you?
Good, Eric. How are you doing?
I am excellent. Welcome back to the show. It is UFC 135 this weekend. Supposed to take on Diego Sanchez, a little change of a fighter. You're now taking on Josh Koscheck. Talk about this fight and how that kind of changed the way you were going to approach this final fight in your UFC contract.
Well, I was going to fight Diego Sanchez, and he's a little bit different. He's a southpaw, very aggressive, never really shuts down. He's always go, go, go. And now I'm fighting Josh Koscheck, extremely good wrestler, right-handed. So just a little change, but the way I look at it, I'm not going to complain because Josh has got as much time to train for me as I've had to train for him. So, in the end, it's pretty even.
Do you like the aspect though of the wrestling being in this fight, or no?
Well, shoot, the wrestlers get to pick where the fight's going to be fought at. Where if I want to use my wrestling defensively, I'm going to stand up and outbox my opponent. If I'm going to use my wrestling offensively, I'm going to take the good striker down and beat him up on the ground. So, with the wrestling kind of being up in the air for this fight, no, I don't particularly like that. I want to have the wrestling on my side where I know if I get in trouble on my feet, I can take him down.
Now, you've said in other interviews that after this fight, your wife has said you're done. What are your thoughts going forward? Is there anything left that you really, really want to do, or would you be fine walking away on Saturday night?
I don't know. I see, Eric, you've done your homework a little bit here. And, I've up until about 3 days ago, I was like, I'm ready to be done. And then I get out here, and I'm around the UFC, and I'm around... it's just me and my boys here, in Denver getting ready for the fight. And I think, how could I be done with this sport? I still love to compete. I still love to be out here. I still love working with the UFC. I just love the fact that I get to walk in that octagon and I'm only against one other guy, and it's just me and him. I'm not a basketball team where I got to worry about my four other teammates, not a football team. It's me and him, one versus one, and now I'm thinking I don't want to walk away from it, but Eric, if you're married, you'll know that your wife makes a lot of decisions.
Yes, they do. They make all of them, usually.
Yes. And so I wear the pants in the family, but she tells me which pair to put on.
Matt Hughes is joining us. It's UFC 135, taking on Josh Koscheck, and you did some training with BJ Penn for this fight. How was that like?
It was great. The training with BJ was actually for Diego. But everything that he taught me transfers over into fighting Koscheck. And, I got to say, B.J. Penn is a lot like Robbie Lawler. Those two guys are a lot alike because you wouldn't think they're incredibly intelligent people, but they are. You talk about two guys, if I'm going to send them some tape and say, digest this opponent for me and tell me what you think, they would come back with papers on what this guy does, where you can exploit him, and what his tendencies are and his weaknesses.
Now, have you had BJ go through some Koscheck tape then, since you obviously were working for Diego?
Yeah, yes, and BJ and I are actually pretty good friends. We text a lot, and him and I have both have the weird sense of humor where we find each other funny. So we talk a lot. Text more than we talk, but all my coaches have went through and got the Koscheck tape and decided what our game plan is going to be.
This is going to be a great fight. UFC 135, Matt Hughes taking on Josh Koscheck in Denver. And the main event, Jon Jones and Rampage. Do you have a dog in this fight, so to speak? You got a pick or no?
I don't have a dog in the fight. I've known Rampage for a long time. Quentin and I, we've just been in the sport for quite a little while. But Jon Jones, a wrestler that we rode from the airport to the hotel here yesterday. We get along great. That's not the first time we've talked. Really good guy. So I don't have a dog in the fight, and I'm going to be a politician right now, and I'm not going to give you anything to do with that fight. I like both guys.
I like them as well. The last question I'll ask you about the fight, though, do you expect it to be a good fight?
Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, I do. They both got very entertaining styles, and I do not see how that can't be a great fight. I really don't. I just don't see anybody taking somebody down and I just don't. I see it being a flash fight, and it's one of those fights where I would keep my eyes open the whole time. Try not to blink, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. UFC 135, it is this weekend. Friend of the show, Matt Hughes, has joined us. Best of luck, my friend, against Josh Koscheck. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Eric. We'll talk to you later.
Take care.